Well, the wise guy has an experiment sure to blow you away this morning.
Matt Sellens joins us live today from his lab to show us how dust explodes. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, guys. How are you this morning, this cold, cold morning?
We're warm. We're staying inside.
Nice
So
in
am
here.
I, luckily. So I really like this demonstration a lot, and I didn't get a chance to explain it last week. In fact, I asked viewers to send me the explanation, and I got a pretty good one from Steve Holtz of Urbana. But anyways, let me explain why if you grind something up really finely, then it burns well or explodes really well. It turns out that when something burns, it's the surface that burns. Okay, it's a chemical reaction of the object with oxygen that causes the flame and the heat to be released, and that reaction happens on the surface. So when you put a log in the fire, it's the outside of the log that burns, and it kind of burns inward. So if you want to make something burn faster or better, you want to increase the amount of surface that you have. And so just to demonstrate that, that was great. So what I had here was a block that was made out of smaller blocks. And I had the outside of that block painted orange. And it was about, well, you would have seen it. If I cut this thing into pieces that are half the original height, what you see is that you still have all the surfaces you used to have. You still have 3 sides of these little blocks are orange, but now 3 sides are blue. They're the ones that were on the inside. So it turns out that if you cut something so that the pieces are half the height that they used to be, the surface area of all the pieces together is twice as big as what you used to have. So if you take something like this and you keep cutting it, so making the pieces smaller and smaller and smaller, you get bigger and bigger surface area. So in fact, if you took this block and you cut it 1,000,000 times so that the pieces now were 1,000,000th the height that you used to have, so that they're the size of a grain of dust, then you have the surface area of about 8 acres from this one little piece that was just smaller than 1 square foot to begin with. And so just by making things small, by grinding it up, you get a huge surface area. And since things burn on the surface, things burn very fast when you grind them into little tiny particles. So I want to do this experiment one more time because I really like it a lot. So just like we did last week, we have some powdered sugar in the funnel. The hose is attached to that. I'm going to puff some air into the hose. It's going to pop the sugar into this volume, and we're going to see what happens here. It's going to burn. So on the count of 3, I'm going to puff the air into the hose. We're going to see the dust explode. 1, 2, 3. Oh, well, that was kind of lame. Let's try it again. You know, nothing's going to go right this morning, I don't think. So anyways, that wasn't a very big explosion, but maybe that was a good thing anyways. So, so that's how it does work, even though it didn't actually work for you this morning.
You don't want the explosion too big and have the fire department visit you again.
Yeah, I'm a little gun-shy with this experiment right now. So what we're going to do in the next piece there in a few minutes is we're going to talk about energy conservation and why, you know, what happens when you turn coal into flame or you turn energy into motion, that sort of thing.
Okay. We'll look forward to hearing more about that coming up around 7:28 or so this morning. Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.
All right, let's take a quick look at